Today's book is Alistair's Elephant. Look how big that elephant is compared to that little boy, Alistair. Alistair Griddle was a very busy boy. He had no time for nonsense. There he is in his room working at his desk. Look how neat his room is, very tidy. He worked very hard at school. When he knew the answer to a question, he would raise both of his hands. There he is in the back, raising both of his hands. He was very neat and tidy. He cleaned his room every night and slept on top of his covers. Alistair also found time to play. He was very careful to choose games that exercised his mind as well as his body. Look, he's playing that kind of ping pong game with the little rubber ball that's attached to the paddle. You could play by yourself. Every Saturday, Alistair went to the zoo because that was the day they offered a special admission rate for children under 10. Alistair was thrifty too. On Saturday, when Alistair was going to the zoo, it threatened rain, so Alistair took an umbrella. When he got to the zoo, he decided which animals he most wanted to see. Then he studied his zoo map, walked quickly, and stopped only once for a chocolate bar too small to spoil his dinner. Where do you think he's going this time? Sounds like he doesn't look at the whole zoo every time. He set out for home only after he had thanked the zookeeper for a most enjoyable afternoon. Sounds like Alistair's very polite. Look, he's shaking hands. Uh-oh. There's Alistair walking home, and what do you see? When it began to rain, Alistair was glad he had taken his umbrella. Oh, is it raining, or is something else going on? He was nearly home when he realized something quite surprising. He was being followed by an elephant. The zookeeper will be very worried about you, cried Alistair. You must go back to the zoo. But the elephant wouldn't go. Alistair was late for dinner, so there was nothing he could do but let the elephant follow him home. You can't keep him, shouted his mother from the window. Alistair didn't want to. He didn't have time for a pet. Oh, but if you could have an elephant, you could make time come to. See his mother pointing her finger out the window. No, no, no. So he called the zookeeper, and the zookeeper checked his records. There was a hippopotamus missing, but not an elephant. Are you sure it's not a hippo? He asked. Alistair was certain. There was nothing Alistair could do but eat his dinner and hope that the elephant would leave. He was so upset he couldn't eat his favorite vegetables. The elephant didn't leave that night, nor any night that week. Alistair had a very hard time sleeping with the elephant at his window. That elephant must really like Alistair. Even though Alistair got up early, the elephant got up earlier. Alistair didn't have any privacy. He had to dress in his closet. That elephant was always peeking through the window at him. The elephant followed him to school and caused so much excitement that everyone had to be sent home. Alistair did not get to take the arithmetic test he had studied so hard for. The elephant ate all of Alistair's houseplants, as well as his science book and his stamp collection. Alistair tried to teach the elephant how to behave. The elephant did get a little better and even gave Alistair some privacy. On school days, the elephant learned to stay at home. See, now instead of looking through the window, he's got his back turned. All you see is his bottom, letting Alistair dress in private. On Saturday, however, Alistair took the elephant back to the zoo. He just didn't have time for an elephant every day of the week. The zookeeper checked his records again and found a mistake. He had been missing an elephant after all. He thanked Alistair very much. The elephant was very sad. Alistair was a little sad too, but he promised the elephant he would visit every Saturday. Then Alistair left for home. It had been a busier week than usual, and, at times, it had been fun. But he was very happy to be going home to his quiet, tidy room where, at last, he could get some work done. Uh-oh. Think he's going to get any work done? What's following him home now? Oh no. The end.